you, Marianne. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight for our Ask the Naturopath event, which I am super excited about because that means that we get to have Becky Cash on here. And, women's health, it's Women's Health Month. And so I thought that this would be a great topic for us. And since Becky knows a whole lot about everything, I thought she'd be the perfect person for us to pick her brain to tackle a lot of the things that we as women face all of the time. So just a little bit about Becky. Becky by title, she's a naturopathic doctor. For those of us who know her, she is absolutely so much more than that. She's a mother of 6. 5 of those are girls. So if she knows about women's health issues at every age, yes, that would definitely be Becky. So she's got 5 girls and 1 boy. And she grew up in an FDA household where processed foods and other approved, safe products were staples in her home. But after the birth of her 3rd child, that's when she really realized that there had to be a better way of doing things. And that's when she was introduced to Shaklee. And when she learned about Shaklee and how she could get a 2-for-1 deal by nursing the products into her daughter, she knew that she was really onto something. And before she knew it, they were both having health benefits from the products. Not only were they feeling the benefits, but other people were actually noticing the benefits as well. And they started asking her questions about what she was doing. And so it started out, her Shaklee business just as a way for her to earn the products for free so that her husband wouldn't go, what the heck are you spending all this money on? And it turned into so much more. They actually retired her husband from corporate America, and they are now generating a 6-figure income with their Shaklee business. So it's so much more, and she's helped countless families along the way. And with her title of being a naturopathic practitioner, and that just means that she can help so many more people to improve their health. And with her Shaklee tied to that, she can improve their finances as well. So Becky, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am just so thankful for your time and really want to make the most of it. So, here I had a picture of you too. Here's Becky. There you go. There she is.
I was hoping it was a good one.
What's that?
I was hoping it was a good one.
Yep, it is. It's a picture of you and Michaela on the beach. You guys, Becky's joining us on the phone tonight, so you actually will not see her here in the Zoom room for those of you who are live in the Zoom room. And that's because she has 5 kids at home. And so the only way that we could get her is when she's probably hiding up on her roof on her phone, which is her favorite office space because they can't find her up there. So, Becky and I were talking about some of the topics for tonight and the way that we wanted to go with things. But before we actually do that, I'm going to kind of derail what we talked to her about. I want to, sorry, Becky. But you as a doctor, you have access to so many different products and, prescriptions and things that are available for you to be able to share with your clients. You could take a moment and just share with us why you typically choose Shaklee over other brands and help us to understand why partnering with Shaklee for your health is a good place to be. So Becky, over to you.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you a little secret. I actually am sort of in the Zoom room right now. My picture just isn't going to be up there because, as Kelly said, the kids could go crazy, and that wouldn't be a good thing. But so first of all, I want to back up. First, there are a lot of people in the Zoom room right now. I'm so super excited. So thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your schedule. And holy cow, Kelly, like you almost had me in tears. You did such a humbling job of telling my story. So thank you for that. I want to, for those of you who don't know what a naturopathic doctor is, I want to just very quickly explain and clarify. So basically naturopathic philosophy is that if given the right things, he who created the body can heal the body. It's also chiropractic philosophy. I do not, when Kelly refers to prescription, anything prescriptive for me would be a homeopathic medicine, a supplement. I do not use any pharmaceuticals per se that you would know as a pharmaceutical. There are some homeopathics that are controlled substances that I would have to get from a homeopathic pharmacy, a whole different topic. But I just want to clarify that I am not a medical doctor. I refer to medical doctors when necessary. I have no desire to be a medical doctor. So they do their job, I do mine, and hopefully I keep people out of their offices. But to answer your question, Kelly, so I was introduced to Shaklee, as she said, I think she said about 14 years ago, coming out of an FDA home and such. And I really, I didn't know anything about this world of nutrition or supplementation because I wasn't raised in it. And so for me, it was brand new and such. And so fast forward several years ago, I basically decided to go back to school to get my degree as a naturopathic doctor in order to continue helping my family to get healthy and such. But in doing so and getting letters behind my name and getting credentials behind my name, I then had two things. I had access to all of the nutraceutical companies, nutraceutical meaning doctor-only brands, brands that you have to have letters behind your name in order to get. But I also had a moral obligation that if there was something that could better help my clients when I was in my office as a practitioner, and really in general, because I mean, you know, I wouldn't want to send anybody off track. I had a moral obligation to give them that information. And so I did, even though I had been in Shaklee for quite some time, I did go on my own journey that said that if there are nutraceuticals, doctor brands, professional brands that are better, and it's hard for me to even say that word, better than Shaklee, I have to offer those to my clients. And the truth of the matter was that I could not find any other company that would give me any of the information that is in the back of a large Shaklee product guide. So I don't know if we have people on this call who are not familiar with Shaklee at all, but if any of you are even members, you have a large product guide. In the back of that product guide are research studies, and just Shaklee has over 100 peer-reviewed clinical studies. I could not find one other company that would give me a copy of one peer-reviewed clinical study that would give me any proof of bioavailability, efficacy, and I assure you that I am talking about every brand that is in your doctor's offices. So I then had a moral obligation to recommend Shaklee. So if Shaklee makes it, if Shaklee offers it, I use it from Shaklee. So if Shaklee doesn't make it, that's a whole different story, you know, and like a homeopathic medicine, for those of you who had a teething baby, chamomilla, Shaklee doesn't make chamomilla. Of course, I'm going to tell someone, go give your baby chamomilla for teething. But so I went full circle from moral obligation to find the best to I already have the best. So that's the short answer, Kelly.
That's awesome. You know, we could do an entire event all about the Shaklee difference, the Shaklee integrity, their philosophy behind their purity and quality and safety, all in and of itself. So I really want to make sure that you all understand the topics that we are going to discuss tonight. We are truly just skimming the surface. We're trying to give you an idea of what it is that Shaklee has to offer to help tackle some of these things so that you are better prepared for these things, but also to get your mind going, to get you thinking about it. And then you can contact myself or the person who invited you here tonight to ask more questions about those things. But I figured we dive into these issues, hear from Becky what she had to say, and if you have time at the end, and her kids haven't come to ransack her and take her off the roof or wherever she is, then we could do a little bit of Q&A as well. So, you know, let's just go ahead and dive in. So when I was talking to Becky about the different topics, I really wanted to make sure we addressed tonight. And then I started picking her brain, you know, like, well, what would you do for that? It kept coming back to one thing, and that was foundational health. You know, when you think of building a home, you wouldn't build your house on, you know, sticks and sand. You would build a healthy foundation first. So Becky, would you please share with us what a healthy foundation looks like and why that's important for us when it comes to tackling any other health issue that we have, why we need a healthy foundation first?
Yes, absolutely. So that's exactly what happened when Kalina and I were talking. You know, it kept coming back to kind of the assumption that whether we were talking about stress or weight loss or menopause or whatever, we have to first start from, my assumption is that you are on the foundational supplements. And so as we're going through each of the topics, please keep in mind that I might say stress relief complex for stress, but I'm assuming that you're already on a foundational program. So ideally, there are certain vitamins and nutrients that people would need to be on, and those are based on the scientific and medical community determining that we can't get enough of those things in our diet. But they're also based on, and I know right here in the Zoom room, Kelly actually has a copy of a study. If you guys have never gone to landmarkstudy.com, landmarkstudy.com is a third-party, peer-reviewed clinical study that showed that when people were on the foundational nutrients from Shaklee, that they had remarkably better health. And I'm not going to go through that. Like I said, we're going to skim on a lot of topics. But so ideally, that would be, Shaklee has something called a vitalizer vitamin strip. In that vitamin strip, you're going to get your multivitamin that is coated with folic acid as folate. So folate is important. And the reason it's coated is because that's the buzzword vitamin, folic acid, folate, that women need during pregnancy more of to prevent birth defects. And Shaklee went all the way back to research from the 60s and determined that it wasn't absorbing properly because it was in the center of the tablets. It was breaking down last. And they said, not like rocket science, they said, oh, let's coat the tablet and we can get a better absorption. So you're going to get your multivitamin that is now certified as a prenatal. If you're not pregnant, that's okay. It's still your multivitamin. But if you are pregnant, that's really awesome. Hopefully we're getting some thumbs up there. You're going to have B complex, which is your happy vitamin, your stress vitamin, your give it to your husband vitamin, or your boyfriend or your teenager so you don't go crazy vitamin. You're going to get your vitamin C, which is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory immune builder, your probiotic for your gut health, your omegas for brain health, for inflammation, for heart health. I mean, can you just see how incredible this is that all of this was put in one vitamin strip? So it's called Vitalizer. So there are 3 different vitalizers for women, for men, and for people over 50. It says over 50. I usually say over 55 or past menopause. And then your protein. So the Vitalizer vitamin strips, there is another strip called a Life Strip. I'll let the person who invited you tell you more about that, but Vitalizer gets you really just everything at a really great price, in my opinion, especially on auto ship. And then your protein. So protein is the building block of your muscles, your bones. We just don't get enough of it. And if we're getting enough of it, we're not getting the right kind of it, most of us, because we're getting it from meat sources, which are heavy in fat and such. And so during some of the segments tonight, I'm going to talk more about the proteins. So I'm not going to go into depth. And then I do want to mention, for those people, if it's not within your budget, or you're like, I have never taken a vitamin in my life and I don't think I can swallow what's in the Vitalizer, minimally for a foundational program, I want you on the Vitalia multivitamin with iron for women who are premenopause. I want you ideally on B complex and omegas. So it's hard for me to limit. I really want you on everything in the Vitalizer, but minimally Vitalia, B complex, and omegas, and the protein. So how's that for my foundation, Kelly?
That is great. That is exactly the foundation that we all need. I couldn't agree more. There's not a single thing that you mentioned in the Vitalizer that I know that I would check off my list. Like, oh no, I need more energy. Gosh, I really don't want my immune system supported. No, I would want every single one of those things. So it makes perfect sense why those are the foundational products for us. So let's talk a little bit about the rest of the, things that we face as women. One of the biggest challenges that we face, that every single woman faces, is our periods, right? That's not something that we can avoid. And as a teen, I know I suffered horribly. I had cramps all the time. I was, huddled up with a heating pad or loads of over-the-counter pain medications that really still left me just feeling absolutely lousy. So some of the women who are with us tonight are still facing some of those issues. Some of them know somebody who is, or some of them, maybe their daughter is actually experiencing a lot of these things. So when it comes to cramps, bloating, and weight gain with our monthly cycle, what is it that you recommend for us?
Yes. So of course we are recommending, everybody be on the foundational program. And actually when Kelly and I were talking today, it was really important to us that we also did touch on your teenage daughters and your really, start them as young as possible, because if you can start them as children and pre-puberty on a good supplement program, and no, we're not going to have our 5-year-olds on vitalizer. So, but, even just starting them young on vitamins, they're going to do a lot better going into their cycles. But the other thing is that if they do get PMS, it's going to be so much easier to say, hey, you know what? Like I say, hey, go add that white oblong pill, Osteomatrix, for those of you who know, calcium, magnesium. You guys can't give me a show of hands, but how many of you guys knew how awesome Osteomatrix, calcium, magnesium is for PMS symptoms and for the headaches that go along with them and such? And so one thing I mentioned to Kelly is that it's just so common for girls at 11, 12, 13 years old. They get their periods. They, if it's minor, they might get some cramps and such. But the worse those PMS symptoms are, the first things that are pulled out are the birth control pills and those kind of things, when that may not be necessary at all. And so whether we're talking about teenagers or we're talking about adults with PMS symptoms, really the foundational products for that are going to be your Osteomatrix, which is calcium, magnesium. And it actually says right there on the bottle of Osteomatrix that it's clinically proven to help with PMS. That's a really big deal. Shaklee doesn't make medical claims. So that statement has been approved by the Food and Drug Administration for Shaklee to put it on their bottle. Now, a little caveat here, a lot of other companies will make claims on their bottles that have not been approved by the FDA, but Shaklee will never do it. So it's actually on that bottle of Osteomatrix. We're not making it up as we go. But a big thing is calcium is a huge deficiency. And so, Osteomatrix has calcium in it. Magnesium is a muscle relaxer. And so it's going to help with those headaches. It's going to help with the cramping and such. Another just really key one that, oh my gosh, Kelly said I have 5 girls. So really, they hit pre-puberty and they are on GLA. GLA is gamma-linolic acid. So everybody's heard of omega-3s. We think of our fish oils. GLA is an omega-6. The ratio that I like to use is 2 omega guards, 2 fish oil, to 1 GLA. And that's actually, anyone who's heard of Dr. Perricone, it's his formulation. I found that it really works. So that's kind of my formulation if you're using, fish oil also. But GLA helps with, oh my gosh, 6,000 different things. And among those are balancing hormones for boys too, mind you. But we're talking about girls and women. I have some clients of mine who, they get through postpartum and getting their cycles back with GLA. Like one of my clients, she's like, this is my savior. She said, basically it gets her through without going crazy, the GLA. So Osteomatrix GLA, make sure you're on good protein. Stomach soothing complex, if you're getting a lot of cramping, is definitely a really good one. And then we always keep an extra bottle of Vital Magnesium in our house for those headaches. Those, some women get cramps in their legs during, their menstrual cycles and such. And so we keep those in our house also for those. So Kelly, is there anything you can think of that I'm missing?
Oh my gosh, I'm totally taking notes because I knew some of these things, but I'm really learning a lot along the way. I have to say that the GLA makes a huge difference for me. I went after Shelby. I didn't have a period for 9 months. Was it 10? Anyway.
Yay.
And so I know, right? Nursing. And but when I got it back, I was like, gosh, I don't remember feeling this lousy when I would have my period. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I'm not taking my GLA. And so I added it back in, and now those things have all just completely erased themselves again. But when I was experiencing them again after Shelby, before I remembered the GLA, I was taking the chewable CalMag when a cramp would come up, because I was taking the Osteomatrix. But if I did experience any cramping, I was taking the chewable CalMag to help get rid of those cramps. So that would go back to the calcium and the magnesium.
Calcium, magnesium. Yeah, and Kelly, heartburn too, because some women, so, you know, it sounds kind of funny. I can't tell you how many people I've had in my office over the years, and I know we have another doctor on the phone, actually, so maybe we'll get her help with a call one day, but, you know, who get like, almost like heartburn and digestive issues, not just the cramping, that are actually correlate with hormones. So chewable calcium magnesium is really great for those bloating and heartburn type of symptoms that some women get also.
Awesome. I think we definitely covered a lot of the things that we get when we get our period. So let's go ahead and move on to the next phase. Well, sometimes the next phase for people is pregnancy, but you guys, that has to be a whole other call. It really does.
Yeah.
We could go on and on about that. So let's go ahead and talk to, go into the next phase, which I would like to think of as menopause. Okay, so in your 40s or mid 50s, we're coming into menopause, and that's going to be when we're experiencing hot flashes and things that we would really rather age gracefully. I know I hope to. And so, Becky, what are some things that we can do for ourselves if you're already in that stage of life, or if it's coming up on you and you want to avoid some of those things? So can you just talk to us a little bit about
Right.
that, please?
Right. Well, I will say that, I'm 42 and I've been in Shaklee for 14 years, but Shaklee as a company, as a product, has been around for over 100 years and as a corporation for over 60 years. So there are women much grander than me who have gone from literally raising their children and flown all the way through menopause, almost completely symptom-free, because as a younger woman, they were on the foundational products and they were already building health and nutrition in their system. And so for them, they already had those things. So I love this slide that you have here. So, and I told you, Kelly, that I was going to talk a little bit about protein. So Shaklee has an incredible protein called Life Shake. It's a meal replacement for helping people to lose weight. It's safe for children. My children drink them. There's a new summer peach flavor that I was shocked that my 5-year-old likes. I'm not sure that I like that my kids like it because it's mine and I'm supposed to drink the chocolate shake. But it's a really great protein source. However, Shaklee has another product called Energizing Soy Protein. And many of you guys are, if you guys could mute, you may have to go into the participants and hit the little speaker key if you have not already done that. Or if you're on a phone, just hit mute. So anyway, sorry. I know we're recording and I know you don't want that background noise. So anyways, so what I love about the energizing protein is that think of the energizing protein as concentrated protein. Okay. So Life Shake is a meal shake. It's got your proper balance of fats, carbs, proteins, just everything that you need in order to have a complete meal. And of course, for children, I never use a full serving because, we don't want them to be getting that as their full meals and such. But energizing protein is just the protein. And in that protein, there are amino acids in concentrated amounts that actually help women with hot flashes. How awesome is that, right? I'm also going to tell you that during pregnancy, energizing protein is awesome at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon for exhaustion. It's also great for those tired feelings that you get during menopause. So I really like the energizing protein for this time in a woman's life, especially if she is having symptoms. And then Shaklee has a product called Menopause Balance Complex that has black cohosh in it, as well as some other ingredients that help with hot flashes. I will tell you that the women in my life who use Menopause Balance Complex, they do not run out of menopause balance. They will call and say, oh my gosh, get me that right away, because it works so well to help. And I don't know about you guys, but I really just don't want to spend my, what they call the best years of our life going to doctors and figuring out what hormones to take to balance out those different things, or being miserable because I don't want to be using hormone replacement therapy. So if we can use safe alternatives to doing that, Menopause Balance Complex is just a really, really phenomenal product to do. You can see on the screen, there is really from the time we're born. From the time we're born, we need increased amounts of calcium and vitamin D. But this is definitely not a time to cheat yourself, because we've all heard of bone loss in women. Really past your 30s, women are no longer building bone mass. We are losing after our 30s. So definitely make sure you're on your osteomatrix during that time. And so stress relief complex. We're going to talk about that during another segment too, but stress relief complex is another one. There's a doctor in Shackley named Dr. Browse, and he said the only time that you should not take stress relief complex is when you want to be stressed out. So Kelly, I don't know about you, but that is 0% of the time. Yeah. And so stress relief complex is really great. If you do have anxiety, panic attacks type of symptoms during menopause, it's also really great to help regulate sleep. I recommend a lot of people take it, 20 minutes before they go to bed, and they just have a better night's sleep. So those are just some key products that I definitely wouldn't want to miss. So
yeah, definitely. When I first got into Shackley, before I had direct deposit, I was taking my checks up to the bank, and the banker that was there, she said, "Oh my gosh, you sell Shackley?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, I am going through menopause, and I will not live without my menopause balancing complex. So since you're not using that product yet, you go ahead and you use me for a testimony. I won't go without it. It has saved my day." I was like, all right. So, she had nothing to do with my group, but she loved the Shackley products and wanted to rave about the difference that was making in her life. And so I thought that was really neat for her to just openly want to share that with me. And so you guys, there's no reason to suffer through these different phases and stages that we face as women. It's not cool. It's unnecessary. When you fuel your body with the proper nutrition, you're going to feel differently. You're going to have the energy to make it through the day, and you're going to have less of these symptoms. And so thank you, Becky. That is wonderful. I'm sure that you got to help a lot of people who are facing that or don't want to experience those issues. So thank you. So, another thing that I wanted to make sure that we talked about is, for people who maybe aren't facing these issues, maybe they breeze through every single period, or they're not yet through menopause, or maybe they're done. They're already through menopause. They've been there and done that. So what is there for somebody who maybe wants to lose weight or just wants to overall feel better? What would you suggest for the women who are in that stage of their life?
Right. Okay. So I'm going to start with feel better energy and kind of go back to the weight loss. So, it would be nice if we're breezing through life and just have an extra 6 pounds to lose and such. That would be really great. But typically that's not the case. But energy, I do not survive a day. Here's my confession. I do not survive the day without the Shackley Pomegranate Energy Tea.
Oh, yeah.
It is your coffee. Yep. It's your coffee replacement. It is green, white, and red tea. Green tea naturally produces caffeine. If it's decaffeinated, they have used a chemical process to remove caffeine. So decaffeinated sounds really great, but not really natural. So what's nice about the energy tea is that it doesn't give you that buzz. It doesn't give you that addiction feeling. And personally, I used it during pregnancy. It was approved by all of our holistic doctors to use during pregnancy. I feel pretty comfortable with drinking one during pregnancy. As far as that goes, probably okay to use more, but that's what I did. So energy tea is definitely a big savior for me. Don't let your kids get into it. You will regret it. Either because they'll have too much energy or because you'll be out and you'll be sad. Yeah. So, energy chews, I don't use a lot of the Shackley energy chews, but I know a lot of women who do. It is concentrated green tea. It's a sports product. It's an endurance product. And let's just be honest, being women and performing at the level that we perform as women at any phase in our womanhood is an endurance effort because we do it all. I mean, really, we do. So energy chews are another energy product. And then core energy, especially for any women who have adrenal issues. Many people know what that means, but if your adrenals are really struggling, core energy has really been a lifesaver for me many times. And so, and protein, 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 energizing protein, life shake protein, plain and simple life shake that has no sugar in it. I don't really care what Shaklee protein you use. If you are working out a ton, physique, protein, 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 protein. So for that. And so then weight loss was a topic that you talked about. I know that hardly any women on this call ever think about that topic at all, but I just figure we're all either trying to lose weight or gain weight. There's so many reasons why women struggle with weight that we couldn't go through all of them. I do want to touch on adrenal fatigue because it's, and Kelly, I know I didn't really tell you I was going to, but I'm going to because I see it a lot.
Go for it.
Women, yeah, we burn both ends of the candle. My husband is heroic. He's amazing. I can't do it without him. He also burns both ends of the candle, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I do also. And so I am prone to adrenal fatigue, and many, many women are. So what adrenal fatigue looks like is if you have tons of symptoms of thyroid disorder and you are constantly going into a trained doctor who is testing your thyroid and your numbers are always looking like they're fine, like legitimately fine, because, you know, there are different ranges of what the numbers look like and such. It's often your adrenals, which sit right above your liver, and they get drained really easily and such. And so that is a major cause of women gaining weight. And what happens is when we're gaining weight, we cut more and more calories and we exercise more and more. And we are completely depleting all the nutrients out of our body, fatiguing ourselves more. Our body is going into starvation mode and we are gaining weight despite the fact that we are living on raw carrots and spinach and doing 5 hours of exercise a day. And I'm not exaggerating for some people. So in that case, in any case of weight loss, I absolutely recommend the Shaklee, either the vitalizing protein system with the vitalizer and the life shake, drinking at least one life shake a day. The 180 program has 2 life shakes a day or a bar and is a complete program. But I also recommend stress relief complex, feeds the adrenals because it helps balance a hormone called cortisol. Lots and lots of vitamin C. I don't think you can get enough vitamin C, to be really honest. I don't think hardly anybody can get enough vitamin C. And so, and then there's a product that Shaklee has called Liver DTX. I really like that also. And then just real quickly, Shaklee has a phenomenal kind of jumpstart weight loss program called the Healthy Cleanse program. Many women on our team have actually done this program, and it's kind of a kickstart that includes just some really basic supplements and a guided nutrition program for the first 7 days that helps cleanse your system, gets you just in a really healthy state to then jump into the Shaklee 180 system. And I'm sorry, 180 is a call in and of itself, but talk to the person who invited you, but helps you jump into that program. And we have, I know we have someone on the call right now, I won't call her out by name, but she's lost about 35 pounds since January and is healthier than she's ever been. And she started with the Healthy Cleanse program for 7 days and said she was much more able to stick to the 180 program. So if you are somebody who's tried the 180 program or really any other weight loss program and failed before, because for whatever reason, I mean, you were craving too much, don't beat yourself up. There's reasons why we crave things. Our bodies are needing a nutrient and we're just choosing to get it from chocolate instead of knowing that we needed calcium. And I mean that genuinely, you know, so don't beat yourself up for failures, but there's reason for that. And so really, I mean, I can't talk enough about it tonight, but talk to the person who invited you so that they can help you be successful. And if they don't know the answers, they can get to somebody who can get you those answers. So I'm sorry, Kelly, we knew when we talked about this call that we wouldn't be able to do justice on any of these topics. So no, I feel like there's 600 things to say.
There are, but I feel like you're doing a really great job skimming the surface for us and giving us a lot of food for thought and a lot of things to really, you know, get the wheels spinning and get us thinking about what our health goals are. And so thank you so much for all of that. Now, Becky has mentioned at least, I don't know, 400 different products on the call tonight, right? No, I'm just kidding. Not that quite many,
A
but
lot.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, but you have, because there's so many of them that are going to do so many different things for us. And so it really just comes down to what your specific health goals are, what you're looking to accomplish, and, how Shackley's going to to those things. So, we talk about those foundational products and things, but one thing I want to make sure that we talk about is the Shackley Health Print. If you have not filled out your Shackley Health Print yet, please do that. It's going to help take you from my head is spinning. Becky has shared so much with me. I don't know what to do, to helping you to really curtail those health goals that you've set for yourself and provide you with a program that is going to really give you a guideline for where to start. Now, it's telling me that this is not being shared with you. Maybe you're not seeing this health print that I have up here. So I apologize for that if you are not seeing this. What slide do you guys have up, Becky?
Nothing. It's blank.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me try to.
Okay, but Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly, why don't you just share? Let's do it this way. Okay. Kelly, go ahead and share your Shackley website. And what I'm going to say is if you are already a member or Kalina invited you to this call, well, and really anybody can fill out your health print there. Just know that Kelly will be the one who would be doing the follow-up. But if somebody else invited you to the call, ask them what their website is so that you can get to the health print. But any of the Shackley, any of the Shackley distributors who may have invited you to the call have a website and can give you access to the health print. Or if you don't have a computer, they can find another way for you to get that. They can send you, just shoot them a message, say, hey, send me a link to do that health print or such. So Kelly, let's not give your website, but let's just
mine up in the chat box. So for those
perfect. Okay.
Me and you have the chat box available to you. Go ahead and put it there. I will also post it in the Facebook group that we had for those of you who joined us through the Facebook event as well. But really Health Print helps you to, like I said, define what your health goals are, what it is that you're seeking for your health most, and it helps to give you a program that's designed specifically for you and your health goals. I really encourage everyone for that. But since we've put a big focus on women's health tonight, I also wanted to share with you, and I know I'm sliding back through these slides, but I also wanted to share with you a product pack that we have on special right now that is specifically designed for women that has a lot of that Becky, I know it's great that this is out there right now for a promotion for us all that we are able to share with you. So this is called the Women's Health. And if you can see the picture again, which we hope you can, then you are seeing that pack here. So you've got the Vitalizer strip in there that Becky mentioned earlier, Stress Relief Complex. They're showing a picture of the Summer Peach Life Shake, which I agree with Becky is absolutely delicious. I just finished off my first canister and I'm ready to crack open the second one tomorrow. And then also the Osteo Matrix as well. So this product is on promotion right now. We have a $50 savings for you off the retail cost. Shackley members, the price is just $140. And it does qualify for a free membership. And I'll speak more about what that means in just a moment. I just wanted to talk to you about the products here a little bit. Like I said, Becky mentioned these. Here's a quick breeze through of the Osteo Matrix and the Vitalizer.
And Kelly, Kelly, I just want you to know we can't see that slide just so you don't think that you're referencing something that we can see. So
I am so
I know it just didn't go backwards. It's okay.
Well, now I'm a little sad, but that's okay.
It's okay. Just explain the products. That's fine.
Right. So we've got the Osteo Matrix and the Vitalizer. So you're going to get all of those nutrients that Becky was mentioning earlier that are going to help us through all of those different phases and stages and everything that we have. So we're, don't forget your calcium. That's a super important one, and that's why it is part of this. So here's more on the Osteo Matrix, the 1,000 milligrams of the calcium. You're also getting the vitamin D and your magnesium in there. It's really got everything you need to help build your bone density, and minimize bone loss, which is something that women often experience. Stress relief. Oh, I love stress relief. We're getting ready to go on vacation, and I made sure that I ordered an extra bottle of stress relief because we're flying on an airplane with 3 kids. And just thinking of that kind of stresses me out a little bit. And I don't like to be stressed. I totally operate by Becky's philosophy of the only time not to take stress relief is when you want to be stressed, which I give a big fat no thank you to that.
Never.
Yeah.
You know what, though, Kelly? I want to mention from a health standpoint, stress isn't good anyway, because it means that there's all kinds of inflammation and things going on in our bodies. So, I mean, we joke about stress, but everybody on this call knows that it's a big deal. So,
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Stress does so much more to our bodies than we realize. We feel those immediate symptoms, right? Where you
right.
have those stressed out feelings. And so, that's an easy one for us to address, where you're absolutely correct. There are a lot of other physical things that are happening when we're stressed that we may not always realize. So that's the products. Those are the 4 products that are in the Women's Health Pack. And it also comes with a great packet of information for you to help you really tackle your health issues and make sure that you are totally armed to start healthy and have a healthy product pack. There are so many different ways to get started with Shaklee. Of course, you could purchase the product at retail price from the person who invited you here tonight. That's always an option for you. However, we do also have some great membership opportunities. We have our customer membership, which is a $19.95 membership. That's going to save you 15% on any product that you order for your first order and any future order that you order with Shaklee. And it's also going to allow you to be part of the Shaklee family, which gives you a wealth of different resources to really arm yourself to be best set up to be as healthy as you possibly can be. So that's, where you're using the products. If you're looking to share the products with others and maybe earn your products for free or receive a bit of a bonus, then we would want to look at one of our share membership packages. But if you're looking to build a business, if that's something that stresses you out, that your finances are stressing you out, we were on a call last night and I got to hear from a team member who was a former teacher of mine. And I didn't realize this, that when she started with Shaklee, she had an event and she received a check in the mail for $150. And that started her on a journey that now, gosh, Becky, how long has Pandora been in Shaklee now? 10 years later, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't want to quote it, but it's been quite a while. We moved to Indiana 11 years ago when it was part of our team when we moved here. So.
Okay. So somewhere around then that, it really got her on the journey to Shaklee. It helped her realize that she could be home with her children when they got off the bus. And it's just an amazing story. And you know what, we'll have to get her on here and have her share that sometime. But whatever it is that you're looking for from Shaklee, we'd absolutely love to help you. If you're looking to use the products or if there's another need that you have in Shaklee, we would absolutely love to help you with that. So please contact the person who invited you here today. Ask some questions in the Facebook group if you have them. Whatever it is that you have for your need, we would love to help you on your journey to better health and help you to get off of whatever cycle it is that you're on with your health and onto a track that's going to lead you to better long-term health. So thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording right now. But if anybody has other questions, we will stay in the room for just a couple of minutes, if that's okay with you, Becky. And
yep, that's fine.
Questions. So thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate your time and your energy in the room. I'll go ahead and unmute everybody now. So if you need to ask a question, please feel free to ask it. Or if you'd like to ask it in the chat box, you can see that as well now.
Do we have any questions? Oh, you're probably still unmuting everybody. Okay.
No, they're all unmuted. So
we have questions.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We have questions. Gaining weight. Need to gain weight fast.
Need to gain weight fast.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
is there a health? Oh, because of stress. Okay. So, well, a couple of different things. You got to get the stress. Yeah. You got to get the stress under control. And I think I heard you say that you've been with Shackley for quite a while. So anyone who's on the call who is either not with Shackley or hasn't been with Shackley in a while, I assure you that what I'm about to say is completely safe. But, increase your B vitamins. You're not going to overdose on them. Increase your vitamin C. Increase your stress relief to get that under control, of course. But then, it's so specific to the individual situations. But in general, I would bring in Physique if you're not using Physique. Are you using Physique? Is it you?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you taking Physique?
I have Physique. I have Life, and I have Energizing Protein.
Okay, and how are you using them? I mean, just real briefly, because we obviously, can't go all night. Are you mixing them, or?
I mix them in water and sometimes 2% milk.
Okay, but you're doing them individually. Like, are you doing one Physique a day, one Life Shake a day, or how are you?
I use all three every day separately.
Okay, so you can. I mean, honestly, I would add more. So some people will actually do like the chocolate Life Shake and then add a scoop of the Physique to that, because the banana chocolate, you have to play with it as far as the taste. But in general, what I'm going to say is increase the supplements to feed your adrenals and get the stress under control so that you're not losing weight, continuing to lose weight from the stress. And then since you already have those products, I mean, we want you eating food too. We don't want you living on a liquid diet. So that's why it might be better to actually mix the Life Shake with the Physique. Don't cut the dosing, don't do like half Physique, half Life Shake, because we're not trying to cut the calories. We're trying to increase the calories, but mix them so that, you're not at the point where you're like, well, I'm drinking 6 shakes a day and then you're not eating food. So in general, I mean, those would kind of be my guidelines. But I mean, of course, we know it's very specific to the situation. So, but in 30 seconds, that's what I can give you.
Thank you so much, Becky.
Okay. Mary Ann told me to take 3 scoops of Life Shake. And by the time you take that after the meal 3 times a day, you're so full for the next meal. So
right.
You can't.
Okay, so switch it. Yeah, so switch it to Physique. Switch it to Physique because Physique is higher in calories. In and of itself, Physique is higher in calories than the Life Shake. So maybe do a Life Shake. If you can do 3 scoops, that's fantastic. And now I know who you are, now that you mentioned Mary Ann and such. But Physique itself has more calories. So if you can get more calories more easily by adding an extra Physique, or do 2 Physiques a day. Do you know what I'm saying? Do 2 Physiques a day, and then if you can do a Life Shake, that's great. But just play with those calories and such. And plus, Physique is for muscle repair, works for muscle repair, so that's going to be a benefit too. But definitely, Mary Ann, make sure she's on that. Lots of vitamin C. I mean, like, I'm talking like 6 to 8 sustained release vitamin C a day. B complex, you can do the same thing. Make sure you're taking stress relief. So,
wow, thank you.
Okay, Kelly, did you say? Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Kelly, did you say there was another question?
You know what? I don't have any more that have popped up, so I think we'll let you go back to your family for the night. I kind of reserved you until 9 o'clock, and we're 5 after that. So I want to make sure that we respect everyone's time. But I do thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Becky, I really do appreciate and value your time.
You're welcome.
Expertise.
You're welcome. And if these are, please give feedback to whoever invited you and tell them if this was helpful, because Kelly and I are committed to doing more of them if the format is helpful for you. So.
Yes, so please let us know what you thought, either to the person who invited you or in the Facebook group that you all joined from. So thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I look forward to working with each of you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.